Maximize your time with the 84-20 rule. Life is busy, and too often we waste our time on activities that bring us little joy or fulfillment. How can we extract the most value from our time? How can we ensure that we're prioritizing the right things? There's a mathematical answer to these questions, known as the 80-20 rule or Pareto principle. In this quick read, we'll explore its origins and demonstrate how it can be applied to reevaluate how you spend your time. Largely attributed to the Italian sociologist and economist Vilfredo Pareto, the 80-20 rule states that roughly 80% of outcomes come from 20% of causes. In 1897, while observing pea plants in his garden, Pareto noticed that about 80% of healthy pea pods came from a mere 20% of plants. To his surprise, he then observed the same pattern for land ownership. In Italy, roughly 80% of the land was possessed by the wealthiest 20% of the population. And when Pareto compared data from other time periods and other countries, he noticed the same uneven distribution of wealth and land. Since Pareto's time, this 80-20 split has been observed in most scenarios involving inputs and outputs. Shrewd business executives have observed that typically just 20% of products generate 80% of revenue. Likewise, for many companies, 20% of customers are responsible for 80% of revenue. In language, roughly 20% of words make up 80% of conversations. Even in your own closet, it's likely that you wear just 20% of your clothes, 80% of the time. The split may not be exact, but this uneven distribution of inputs and outputs is more common than not. More than 100 years later, Pareto's finding illuminates a fact that feels difficult to accept: our efforts will not always give us the results we desire. And while the 80-20 rule is typically used in data-driven scenarios, it also has implications for how we spend our time. A small percentage of our time, roughly 20%, accounts for 80% of our overall well-being. And the majority of our time is spent on low-value activities. So what can be done about this? Richard Koch, best-selling author of the 80-20 principle, first recommends evaluating how you spend your time. Make a list of past moments in which you felt an acute sense of happiness, achievement, or fulfillment. Koch refers to these moments as islands. Next, try to isolate the common factors that helped contribute to your well-being during these island periods. Maybe your happiness islands all involve family. Maybe your achievement islands all involve leadership. According to Koch, it's likely these rare island moments account for the majority of your total life satisfaction. By identifying the commonalities, you'll be able to prioritize similar activities you know will bring you outsized levels of fulfillment. Ultimately, it's within your power to change this 80-20 ratio. Today, you might spend only 20% of your time on activities that truly fulfill you, but over time, you'll be able to increase that number significantly. Allow the Pareto principle to empower you to spend your time and energy on the activities that bring you the greatest satisfaction. And let go of extraneous ones that you find less fulfilling. They are not worth your precious time. The main ideas. The Pareto principle, or 80-20 rule, states that 80% of outcomes come from 20% of causes. To maximize how you spend your time, identify moments that bring 80% of your fulfillment and prioritize them.